Hello, everyone. Today, we will learn English through the incredible life story of one of the greatest leaders in history, Abraham Lincoln. This is not just a story about a president. It is a story of courage, poverty, pain, and the deep belief that all people should be treated equally. Lincoln started his life in a small wooden cabin, and he ended up changing the future of an entire country. His life teaches us that hard beginnings cannot stop great dreams. As you listen to this story, you will improve your English. You will learn how to describe emotions, tell past events, and understand real history in simple and clear language. But more than anything, you will learn how a poor farm boy became the President of the United States, and how his kindness, intelligence, and strength helped end slavery. Let's begin. Abraham Lincoln was born on February 12, 1809, in a small one-room cabin in the woods of Kentucky, USA. His family was very poor. They didn't have electricity, clean water, or books. His father, Thomas Lincoln, was a hard-working farmer and carpenter. His mother, Nancy, was kind, gentle, and full of love. Life was simple, but not easy. From a young age, Abraham knew what it meant to struggle. He had to help his father on the farm. He chopped wood, carried water, and worked long hours in the field. He wore clothes made from rough materials. Most days he didn't wear shoes. Still, something deep inside him felt different. He wanted to learn. He wanted to read. But books were hard to find in the countryside. Abraham didn't go to school often, only about 1 year in total. Yet he loved to read anything he could find. He would borrow books from neighbors and read them by the light of the fireplace late at night. Some nights, he was so tired, his eyes could hardly stay open. But he kept reading. He believed knowledge could change his life. When he was only 9 years old, Abraham's life changed forever. His beloved mother died from a sickness called milk sickness. Her death broke his heart. He cried quietly and often walked alone in the woods. It was one of the saddest times of his life. But then, his father married another woman named Sarah Bush Johnston, who became a kind and loving stepmother. She encouraged Abraham to keep reading and dreaming. As Abraham grew taller, and he grew very tall, about 6 feet 4 inches, he also grew wiser. People in his village noticed how honest he was. He became known as Honest Abe. If he made a mistake, he admitted it. If he owed someone money, he paid it back. If he borrowed a book, he returned it in perfect condition. In his early 20s, Abraham worked many jobs. He was a store clerk, a postman, a rail splitter, and even a soldier during a short war. But something inside him wanted more. He wanted to help people with their problems. He wanted to speak for those who had no voice. That's when he decided to become a lawyer. But how could a poor farm boy become a lawyer? He didn't go to a fancy school. He didn't have money. Still, Abraham Lincoln taught himself. He read law books late into the night. He studied hard. Slowly, he passed the test and became a real lawyer. He worked honestly and helped many people, especially the poor. He also discovered something else. He had a powerful gift, the power to speak. When Abraham Lincoln stood to speak, people listened. His words were simple but full of truth. He spoke from the heart. His voice was deep and calm. He didn't try to sound smart. He just tried to sound honest, and people believed him. Lincoln entered politics and ran for different positions. At first, he lost many elections. People laughed at his looks, his long face, big ears, and strange clothes. But he didn't give up. Every failure made him stronger. He believed that if he kept trying, one day people would listen. And they did. In 1860, Abraham Lincoln became the 16th President of the United States. It was one of the most difficult times in American history. The country was divided. Half the states in the South wanted to keep slavery, They wanted to continue owning people as property. Lincoln believed this was wrong. He believed that every person, black or white, deserved to be free. His election made the Southern states angry. They decided to leave the United States and form their own country. This started the American Civil War, a terrible and bloody war between the North and the South. Brothers fought against brothers. Friends became enemies. Hundreds of thousands of people died. Lincoln did not want war. He loved peace. But he also believed that freedom was more important than comfort. He believed slavery had to end, no matter the cost. During the war, Abraham Lincoln showed great leadership. He was tired, sad, and under pressure. He received bad news every day, but he kept going. He visited soldiers. He wrote speeches. He made hard decisions. He carried the pain of a nation on his shoulders. In 1863, he gave one of the most famous speeches in history, the Gettysburg Address. It was short, only about 2 minutes long, but his words were powerful. He said, "All men are created equal." He said the country must have a new birth of freedom. He reminded the people why they were fighting, for liberty, for justice, for a better future. Later that year, Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, a document that began the legal process of ending slavery in the South. It did not end all slavery instantly, but it gave hope. It showed the world that change was coming. By 1865, the North had won the war. The United States was one country again. Abraham Lincoln had done what many thought was impossible. He had saved the Union and helped destroy slavery. People cheered. People cried. The streets were full of celebration. But Lincoln knew the job was not finished. The wounds of war were deep. He wanted to heal the nation, not punish the South. In his second inauguration speech, he said, "With malice toward none, with charity for all," meaning, let us forgive, not hate. Let us rebuild together. Tragically, Lincoln did not live to see that dream. On April 14, 1865, just days after the war ended, Abraham Lincoln went to the theater with his wife, Mary Todd Lincoln. While watching a play, he was shot by a man who hated him. Lincoln died the next morning. The news shocked the world. People wept in the streets. A great light had gone out. But his story did not end there. Abraham Lincoln became a symbol of hope, of equality, of honesty, and of strength. His face is on the American penny and the $5 bill. His statue sits tall in Washington, D.C., where people from all over the world come to remember him. He proved that a poor child can become a great leader. He showed us that even when things are difficult, we must do what is right. His words still guide us today. So what can we learn from Abraham Lincoln? We learn that books and knowledge are powerful. We learn that failure is not the end, it's the beginning. We learn that speaking with truth and kindness can change the world. We learn that freedom matters. We learn that even one honest person can make a difference. And as you are learning English through this story, remember something important. Every word you learn opens a new door. Just like Lincoln read books to change his life, you can use English to change yours. Every sentence you understand, every phrase you speak, it brings you closer to your dreams. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep going, just like Abraham Lincoln. Thank you for listening, my friend. This was the story of a man who rose from the dirt to change the world with his words, his heart, and his unbreakable will. Keep learning. Keep growing. Your story, like Lincoln's, is still being written.